Okay, so here we're still in the kitchen and we're looking through the kitchen area now. The sink is a drop-in stainless steel sink. This is not the cheapest one, I can tell you that, because the depth of the sink is about 8 inches versus the cheapo sink, the 6 inches. You do have the oiled bronze faucet. It does not have the separate sprayer. It just is the one that's on the spring, and then it goes into the little clip. That's okay, that works out fine. It definitely gives you enough maneuverability to use the spray function that you do have actually on the faucet head. Don't see a button for a garbage disposal. Don't see a garbage disposal. So if you want that, you'd have to put one in. Garbage disposal is about $300. Takes about 15 minutes to install. That is an easy thing to do. Stainless refrigerator. Little side cabinet next to it, probably for prep, would be great. You know, the kitchen is small, actually. I would say there's enough room in here for 2 people. But you know, the thing about it is that even though it is relatively small, it's also laid out pretty well. Not too hard to have 2 people in here working at the same time. Cabinet heights are nice. There is plenty of lower shelf space, even in the upper cabinets. And they go up pretty high, that's good. And you've got room on the top for storage up above as well. Okay, so we're going into this back area here, which is well, it looks like the laundry room, although, you know, this is open so much, it's kind of like a mudroom laundry room. And then also we've got some kind of a room off to the side, probably a bedroom. This is definitely the laundry area. However, I did want to check this door here first. Okay, so I thought at first it went outside, but really, this is just some kind of a big closet that looks out over the neighbor, and this is where your water heater is. So I would call this a pantry. You know, a few shelves in here. I like, pardon me, I like the metal rolling shelves. You could put 2 of them in here side by side, and then just pull them out a little bit so you have access to them, and then roll them back when you're done. You can fit a lot of stuff on those metal rolling shelves, and this is actually a really nice little space for that, as long as you don't get them that are too big. You know, once again, if you can set 2 shelves in there, they're maybe 4 feet long, side by side, it would fill that spot up, and then you could just pull them out, you know, in front of the window here, and access them and roll them back when you're done. And that would be really good. You could put some permanent shelves in here as well, if that's what you'd rather do. All right, so now that we've looked in the pantry, we do have the back door. Now, we've already looked out the back, so I don't think that anything special needs to be done here as far as a look out that way. It just does come to a very small little porch. No, well, yeah, there is a screen, small little screen porch, but there's no door there. It's just a little doorway with a new little light on the top. Uh-oh, now that I opened it. Oh, I made a mistake by opening this door. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, that is locked as I can get it. And it is locked, so I guess I'll have to do. So the panel, all right. Pest control, look at that. They just had that done. That's good. The panel itself looks good. D-Square Switching, which is a great company. This panel is relatively new, so I'm just going to close this up and say that's great. Everything is marked. Hopefully it's marked well. I don't know for sure. In any case, we're moving on to the next room. Now we have a transition here, but I don't see a separation. It could be that that's because they started the floors in here and worked to the doorway, and then from the other side to the doorway, and there's just a little gap because the seam, you know, was not one that they could match it up. Okay, so same ceiling height as the rest of the house. Really nice 9 foot. Oh, 9 foot ceilings here, but you'll notice actually ceilings are a bit lower when you get into the kitchen or into the laundry area. Ceiling here height is probably 8 feet. You can see the difference here. You see that? You can see the difference. So I'd say we probably got 8-foot ceilings here. The rest is 9. That's okay because it's still a good ceiling height. Even if the whole house was the same as the laundry, that'd be fine. So this room is the master. You've got 2 big closets. I see no bars, no shelves, no nothing. They're maybe 72 inches from end to end, maybe 22 inches deep. You're gonna have to do something with the closet to make those, usable really. At least get a bar up or a shelf up or put a closet kit in here, something. Right now there's really nothing there. Then we've got the bathroom. Now the bathroom has a, looks like a quartz top. Or maybe, no, it's not quartz. It's a kind of a plastic acrylic top with a built-in sink and the oiled bronze faucet, 2 doors, 3 drawers, new toilet, same luxury vinyl plank as everywhere. We do have another transition here. I think it's probably the same reason. They put the flooring in the bedroom. They put the flooring in the bathroom. It met at this place here where this transition is, but because they were maybe going different directions or whatever reason, they got a seam in here. Now, there is a door, that's good. Let's look at the shower. So this is a tile, kind of a wild looking tile, isn't it? But it's definitely a tile. You can see the grout lines. This is nicely installed. They did a really great job of installing this. The fixtures in the shower are really modern and awesome with the separate hand sprayer, the little shelf for all of your soaps and shampoos and goodies. The black little thumb size tiles, herringbone style, in there and on the floor with the black drain makes this really stand out. This shower pops, but it's missing the door. You got to have a shower door, and it's missing that. So that's definitely something that would be on the list. There is a nice big mirror in front of the sink, but there's no vanity light. There's just the can lights, one above the shower and one over the toilet. And then last thing, this beautiful giant clear window right here. So if I was standing out there and looking in, I'd easily see everything that was happening in here. It's a big window and it's not opaque. You definitely need to get some blinds or something up to cover that. Unless, of course, you're someone that likes to let the neighbors know what you're doing through your windows. Then, of course, you can leave it how you want. Okay, so we're going to move on here now to the rest of the rooms down the hallway. Coming back into the laundry area and through the kitchen and into the main part of the house. And we're going to step in here to what I would have to say would be bedroom number 2. Now, the thing is, this room has its own separate entrance. So you could rent out the room, lock this door, rent out the room, and they could just come in through their door there. If you wanted. The only problem is I don't think there's a bathroom. Let's see, what do we got in here? I think this is probably a closet. Okay, this is the furnace. So the furnace access is here in the second bedroom, and then you've got the air vent with the filter right there in the dining area, like I showed you earlier. Okay, so we're going to have a look here at the closet. This closet has a bar and a shelf. The bar's up pretty high, maybe 6 feet up, and the shelf, there's very little room between the edge of the shelf and the frame for the door. This is a very small amount of room here. I would say, this whole thing should probably come down to maybe 5.5 feet. The shelf, if it was down here, you'd have lots of room up there. As it is, there's lots of space, but you're going to have a really hard time getting anything on the top of that. I'd say it's probably 72 inches from end to end, and just like the other closets, and probably the same 22 inches deep. Barely enough Two big, nice windows, but this does go out onto the porch. That was the side porch that we saw earlier. These are aluminum. This is, I think these are older, but I think they are not aluminum. I think these windows are vinyl, double pane. These are double pane windows in this room. So there's been some window updates, but not the whole house. I'm not going to go out the door because of the problem I had with the other door there. Does have a nice big ceiling fan. I think this is the same ceiling fan we've seen in the rest of the rooms. And the ceiling height is still this really nice 9 feet. Makes me happy. The whole room is probably 16 feet by 18 or maybe even 20 feet. So it's a nice big bedroom. Definitely enough room in here for a king-size bed, as long as you didn't do anything to block the door. You'd have to put it over here against this wall, but you definitely could fit it in there and still have access to your side entrance here, if that's what you wanted to do. All right, so the bathroom. Well, first thing is we have the door and there's no light switch. So it makes me wonder if they put the light switch behind the door here. We'll find that out in a minute. No. Here we go. So you actually have to get in quite a ways before you actually get to the lights. But, and that really should be right next to the door. So when you open the door in the dead of night and it's pitch black everywhere, you can at least step in to the bathroom and get some light. So they did a lot of the same kind of work in this shower as they did in the other, or in this bathroom as they did in the other. There is a small linen closet, however, but there's no shelves or anything. You're going to have to do something about that. Just put some shelves in there. Toilet is new, although it looks like maybe it's been used recently. Can't be sure of that, but you never know. New vanity, the same one that we saw before with the oil bronze farmstead fixtures and the pulls. All of that dark metal and the very interesting shower head, the rain shower with a separate hand sprayer, and that cool wavy tile that I really like. That really makes it interesting looking surround for your shower. There's a big window here. It's clear. Same as the other one. The tile work goes all the way to the ceiling. Needs a little cleanup. I think up in the corners there's some paint, or maybe that is some caulk or something. I think it's probably paint, probably paint that needs to be cleaned off. And I'm not sure what they were doing here, but they tiled this in a kind of a strange way. Why didn't they build it up and put it flat? I don't know. It's not a seat or anything. I don't know. Some kind of a shelf. No shower door. And the way this is set up, it would be really hard to get a shower door in here. I'm not sure that I appreciate that, to be honest. I kind of feel like it would be nice if, this had stopped before it got to the edge of the toilet so you could put a shower door. Or at least this part went all the way up to a height in which you could put a shower door, or at least a curtain. Because your curtain, if you put a curtain in here, you'd attach a pole right there, and then you're going to attach the other pole over the top of this little shelf thing, so the curtain is not going to actually hang properly, right? It's not going to hang properly. This is kind of a weird shower. The rest of it looks good, but thinking about it, you're going to have to come up with something for the shower curtain or the door. The door, you probably could still put a door there, but it's going to look funky. You're probably going to have this built up to the top of the door. That's what you got. There is a nice big mirror, just like the other, and this one has a vanity light. I don't know why they didn't put that in the master, but kind of an industrial theme vanity light in there. So access to the attic. The doorway entry here is really low. Okay, the doorway entry is really low. This is maybe 7 feet, maybe. And so that means is that you're going to have to be careful when you're stepping in there. It's definitely really low, but I guess that's the only place that there's any kind of a low ceiling. Rest of the house is good. So we're coming to the last bedroom and the last room of the house. It's the very front one. Kind of wish that this was the master. 3 big windows. It's on the corner of the house. Maybe 18 feet by 20 feet. The closet here has a lower shelf, maybe for shoes, although, you know, most shoe shelves have a slope to them and a place to catch your heel, but I don't see that. That's okay. Then up we've got the bar and the shelf. Once again, the bar is at 6 feet and the shelf is above that. And the problem is it leaves such a small space between the inside of the top of the door frame and this shelf that it's going to be really hard to get boxes up in there. There's lots of room, but how do you get that stuff up over the top of this, you know, when you've got this such a small little gap? I would say this whole thing probably should come down, you know, to where the shelf is at 5.5 or 6 feet at most. So you have some room between here and that shelf edge so you can get some boxes or whatnot up there. You can still stuff blankets in there, but you're going to be stuffing them. You know, they're not going to go up there nicely. Still interesting that it has the shoe closet. Same ceiling fan we've seen everywhere else. Same nice high ceilings. Okay, so to recap, beautiful luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout. The floors feel nice and solid. The home is big and roomy. There is plenty of space in here for a big dining table in this dining area if that's what you wanted. You could probably put a chandelier in there if that's what you wanted. Kitchen is small but laid out nicely. Laundry room is too big, but it's clunky too at the same time because there's not a lot that you can do with the right-hand space. There is a pantry area that's nice. Big rooms for the 3 bedrooms. Bathrooms are nicely done. The only down is that it's going to be hard to get a shower door or curtain in there. All in all, the remodel is really good for this kind of a house. Great front porch. Beautiful fixtures everywhere. The backyard needs some work, some cleanup. You know, you're going to see that, and I know you've seen that before. Neighborhood, well, you saw what I've got for the neighborhood, and then you have to make some decisions yourself about whether that's good enough for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tour of 330 West 18th Street. J. Frederick Smith, Continental Realty of Jack's going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you at the next address.